Christians, for example, are not claiming that non-religious people don't or can't have morals. The real question is, how does a person who doesn't believe in God provide a foundation for objective morality?
I think a better question is, why would morality need a foundation? What difference would a foundation make? I'm going to obey my conscience regardless of whether it is or is not grounded in any foundation. I'm going to obey it even if some infallible foundation tells me not to. Even if Jesus himself descended from heaven and told me to do something that my conscience won't let me do, I'm not doing it.
This, of course, leads me to the second problem with this claim. That is, if morals are just a human invention created by each individual or even by each society, then it's impossible that morals are objective.
If morals are the invention of a god, then it's impossible that they are objective. God is a subject. If morals are contingent upon him, they are contingent upon a subject and are therefore, by definition, subjective.
And by objective morals, I mean something is right or wrong independent of whether anyone believes it or not.
If that's what you mean by objective morality, then you don't believe morals are objective either. You don't believe that anything is right or wrong independent of whether anybody believes it or not, because you don't believe anything is right or wrong independent of whether Yahweh believes it or not. According to you, whether Yahweh believes something is right or wrong is what determines whether it is right or wrong.
For example, slavery is objectively wrong. That means owning slaves is wrong even when society believed it was right and passed laws to protect the right to own slaves.
If Yahweh determines what is right or wrong, and slavery is wrong, why did he tell slaves to obey their masters? Actually, when did Yahweh ever even say that slavery is wrong?
Now, for believers in God, the wrongness of slavery is grounded in God's unchanging standard. But if there's no God, how is it possible that slavery is objectively wrong? All you can say is, I think slavery is wrong, or society says slavery is wrong. But if you change your mind, or society changes their mind, then slavery can become a moral good.
The existence of a foundation for morality wouldn't prevent that. If slavery is objectively wrong, but society changed its mind and said that it's okay, how does saying, but it's still objectively wrong, help anyone? If nobody believes that it is objectively wrong, then the fact that it is objectively wrong is of no consequence whatsoever. And even if it were, the fact that it's useful to convince people that objective morality exists would not be a good argument in favor of its existence.
But then their view says that nothing is inherently wrong. It's just wrong because society says so at the time, and that hardly demonstrates empathy.
Why not? I'm going to be opposed to slavery regardless of whether it is objectively wrong. I'm going to be opposed to slavery even if there is an objective standard that says that slavery is morally obligatory. I'm going to be opposed to slavery even if there is a God who commands me to take slaves. You won't be. If you become convinced that your God has commanded you to take slaves, you will take slaves. In that regard, I think I have greater empathy than you do. To everyone who helps me out on Patreon, you're a big help. Thanks so much.